Hey guys, welcome back to VInce-Vell Customs. This is a Wonder Girl Cassie custom. I'm working off of a Faith Sideshow statue. I got the statue pretty much banged up, fairly cheap. And what I want to do is I want to create something onto her base that represents her with SuperBoy. So as you can see, I sculpted this on. I patched up all in here, fixed up in the hair and stuff. I took the boots down, I took out the stuff that was on her thing. So what I want to do is, I came up with the idea is giving her the SuperBoy shirt, but ripped off on the ground here. The way I go about it is kind of probably different than what some other people do, but this is what I'm going to come up with. Basically what I did is I got my Aves smushed up, and this is wax paper, and what I do is I take my rolling pin and I roll it out. This is really old Aves I have. It's super white, and for some odd reason I guess I've had it for like maybe 3 years now. It's just very dry and it's very hard even when you just mix it right away, so it actually makes out a good thing for scoring something onto it and just being able to lay it on something. Newer Aves that's really fresh is really soft, very, you know, pliable, and you gotta let it sit for a while so it becomes hard. So basically what I do is just, what you can do actually is you can actually do what I'm doing here with new Aves, and you can throw it in the freezer. It'll get very cold, and you can pretty much cut some shapes out of it, and you can just put the shapes on stuff. So basically my idea is to put the SuperBoy symbol on a shirt, which I printed out on using Illustrator on my printer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to score the line onto it, kind of scrape out the thing, and then what I'll do is I'll take it and I'm going to lay it on here somewhere. So this way you basically have Wonder Girl, and you know, she's all about SuperBoy, and put it on the base, and it just works out pretty cool. Once it's all done and I painted her all up, I'll put some elasto around her hands and stuff. I thought this would be pretty cool just to have a Wonder Girl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up so I can get it to score, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So basically, as you can see, rolled out a little bit more. I got the logo and cut up and with some pieces of tape. Doesn't have to be super perfect. Just gives you the idea of a scored line. So this way when I paint it up, I know what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is kind of go in and make sure your knife is pretty sharp. It's not going to come out perfect, but I might not make the lines completely perfect because I got to cut through the paper and then the wax paper. And what I can do is, once I at least get kind of the line work, I can go back in with the knife. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through that real quick, and then when I'm ready to pull it out, we'll be back. Okay, we're back. So basically, I didn't really go crazy scoring the hell out of it. I kind of just did like polka dot line type stuff, just to kind of, because it is kind of hard to get in here. So we're going to pull this off, and we're going to see how it looks. If it just gives me a guide, that's pretty much all I really need. And as you can see, there is pretty much a guide there. So when we pull this off, of course some of it's going to get nasty and ripped, but that's okay. I got my guides. As you can see, it's very sticky. And wax paper, you don't have to be, if it's going to be a flat surface, or if it's going to be on something, wax paper comes off pretty easy if you need to sand it off. I use wax paper a lot when I do stuff like this. Now, if I let this sit, you know, for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so, it'll be really friggin' hard and even more easier to cut into and make lines and stuff. But get rid of all that. Don't need, just kind of keep this here for looking. So pretty much I got my guides. We'll just take some of the safety solvent, kind of flatten it out a little bit. And then what you can do is take a knife and you can kind of get a nice clean line. I'm dipping it into the safety solvent because if you don't and you're working on dry, the knife will just start pulling it and won't really cut it. Alright, so basically after that, take your ruler. You don't want to press too hard on this. You just kind of want to give yourself a guide. It is a little sticky, so we'll do is throw some solvent down. And just gives yourself a nice little line going there. And this one's pretty short, we'll just get it. So, as you can see, just kind of want to smooth out a little bit more. Because I already indented it, and even though I smoothed it out, it's if you just let the knife go with the line, you'll make it. Oops. It's right, that's not going to be perfect because it's supposed to be a shirt ripped up anyway. Just gives you some lines so this way when you go to paint it up, you know where everything hits. You don't want to go too deep because when I go to pull this off, I want the logo and everything to come with it. If you go too deep when you pull it off, you're just going to make a mess. He's kind of scoring it a little bit. Now I'm not going to pull this off yet. What I'm going to do is just going to have some fun with this here. We'll just go over here like this. Pull that off. Go, neckline would be something like there. So we'll just... And what I'll do here is I'll just score it up a little bit. And kind of rip it a little bit off the edges, give it some fraying. Just have a little fun with it. See, I don't know if it's ready to be pulled off yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit for a while, let it dry up so it gets a little bit torn. I might work out the lines a little bit, and then maybe I'll work out the edges a little bit more, give a little bit more fraying and stuff. This, and then we'll be back. Okay guys, we're back. I let this sit out for about 20 minutes more, half hour, then I threw it in the freezer. Left it in the freezer for a good half hour, so it's pretty frozen at the moment, which is good. It's going to help me get this off. Now, it's starting to thaw out pretty fast. That's good, because it worked perfectly just the way I wanted to do it. So, basically it'll start thawing out. And we're going to have it sit over the side. It's a little tacky, so what we'll do is it's still pretty hard as a rock at the moment, so gonna let that thaw out a little bit. We'll be right back once that thaws so I can show you how I really get it to go.